make dinner rolls because who doesn't like a good soft dinner roll? And these ones are particularly simple to make and they take honey. You can use sugar, but I prefer honey. Then we'll also have some salt and we're gonna add yeast. Now cream that stuff together. It's lard, honey, salt, and yeast. Then we're gonna add our warm water and do make sure it's not too warm because if it is, it's gonna burn the yeast and it isn't gonna rise. Once we have that mixed together a little, we're gonna start adding our flour. We're gonna stir in as much flour as we can, and then once the dough gets kind of stiff, we're gonna go in with our hands and knead it. Once we have all the flour kneaded in like this, we're gonna shape it into a ball. Then take some lard and we're gonna grease the bowl. Should look something like this. Now we're gonna cover it with a towel and set it aside to rise for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, make your hands wet a little, and then we're gonna take our dough and just knead it down a little. Then shape it into a ball again, and we're gonna cover it with the towel and set it aside for another 30 minutes. In another 30 minutes, so I'm gonna take some lard and we're gonna grease our pan that we're gonna use to put the dinner rolls in, and I'm only making half a batch of the recipe that is in the cookbook. Once you have it greased, set it aside, and we're gonna get our dough. We're gonna knead it down a little. Now for this next part, I'm gonna grease my hands with some lard. I'm gonna start pinching off small pieces of the dough and going like this, punching them through your thumb and your forefinger and going like this, and you have a beautiful little dinner roll right there. Put it on your pan, and with the pinched off part, you can just go like this. Pinch a smaller piece off, tuck it in the bottom like that, and pinch it off again. And just keep doing that until all your dough is in dinner rolls. And for the very last one, just go like this and kind of punch it through there and tuck it in at the bottom like this. So you have a little ball. And when you put them on your pan, make sure you put them apart a little bit so they have room to rise. And then we're going to cover them with this towel and let them rise for another 25 to 30 minutes. And this is also the time where you want to preheat your oven. These things are done rising now. And this step is completely optional, but I like to brush some melted butter over the top of them. And now we're going to stick these in the oven to bake them. Alright, I just pulled these out of the oven. They're done now. And then I like to take a cheesecloth or some kind of other clean food towel and make it wet. And just put it on top of those to let them cool off a little before taking it off so they're a little softer on the top. Okay, these have cooled down a little now, so it's time to taste one. I'm going to take the smallest one. And I always just break them open in the middle. And you can use a knife and cut them open if you want to. And then I have some butter here. I get this at a local farmer's market, and they get it from Walnut Creek Foods from the Amish in Ohio. Let's take a bite. Okay, this is so good. There are very few things that beat warm homemade bread with butter, especially if it's Amish butter or homemade butter. This dinner roll recipe is in my Amish cookbook if you click the website link on my profile. And I hope you guys make these. Enjoy!